Alright, what's up guys? And for the first time ever, I'm going to be doing a video about my Spotify Music Apple Replayed rap just because I'm really stoked about it this year, and I'm honestly surprised on what's on my list, so let's go over it. So starting with Spotify, my top artists are honestly kind of surprising to me. We got Nirvana at number 1, Steve Lacy at number 2, the Mamas and Papas at 3 is very confusing considering I only listened to one of their songs, but I'll get into that later actually. Number 4, Gorillaz. Number 5, Michael Jackson. Those artists, if I were to remake the list on what I personally thought I listened to the most, it would go something like this. At number 5, I would put Curfew. I started listening to him around 2022. He was the guy that made this song, if you didn't know. And then at number 4, right above Curfew, I would probably put Tyler, the Creator. I think he didn't make the list this year's because I really did not listen to Chromacopia as much as I thought I wanted to. And then at number 3, I feel like I could put the Mamas and Papas there still because I did listen to that one song 536 times, as I'll bring up in the next slide. But at number 2, I feel like I just switched number 2 and number 1. I think I listened to Nirvana a little less than Steve Lacy because there was a point in time where I would go to sleep to Static on repeat, and I sleep for over 10 hours, so I don't know how it didn't get number 1. But honestly, I have no idea. And also, this is pretty weird, but I wouldn't be surprised if R. Kelly was in there either because I did listen to I Believe You Can Fly and Are You Ready like fucking 400 times while I was going to sleep for like a week. Alright, back over to the Spotify rap tab. So these are the songs. So California Dreamin' at number 1, I 100% believe that. Like I said, I think it was 536 times. Then we have Sweater Weather. I only got into that the last half of the year, and it was mostly on Apple Music, but I won't talk about Apple Music until we're actually there. Then we have Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is, honestly, I'm not surprised. It's been in my rap for like the past 5 years now since I've got into rock and Nirvana. And then we have Careless Whisper. I used to sing my heart out to that shit like all the time, so we still have that. Clint Eastwood still hanging on. It's been there since 2022 because that's back when I got into the Gorillaz and Curfew. It's still there. I'm surprised it's there, but it's still there. And minutes listened, I don't know how this fares to other people. I know it's pretty high, but I'm pretty sure I think my friend Vergifeist is probably going to have more. Alright, now I'm going to judge what I think the top 5 songs should have been. So at number 5, I feel like either Fine or I Don't Want to Cry by Curfew should have been there. Because everything in my sleeping playlist is what I expected to be there. Because after I stopped using Spotify halfway through the year, Spotify was strictly for Xbox and sleeping. And I was listening to mostly those kind of songs, either when I play games or when I go to bed. At number 4... honestly, it could have been anything by Gorillaz. I would have put Rhinestone Eyes over Clint Eastwood, but they're probably a toss-up when it comes to putting them in a list. Number 3, I believe Sweater Weather should have been there. I just don't think it should have been number 2. Number 2 should have been Smells Like Teen Spirit. Number 1 was either Bad Habit or Static, I think, in my opinion. But who knows? I guess Spotify knows me better. Alright, let's get into these monthly tabs. So February says I was into bougie football rap phase. No idea what that means, but I think the Lil Uzi Vert part is true because I was most into him leaving 2023, had a random peak with him in like January, February, and then just all fell off. And then speaking of all fell down, we have Kanye West, consistently in rotation along with Travis Scott. I don't mind this one. July was my Sweater Weather softcore indie, where I listened to The Neighborhood, TV Girl, and Arctic Monkeys. No idea who TV Girl is, so I don't know why the fuck that's even in there. Arctic Monkeys and The Neighborhood I can agree with, but The Neighborhood is another Mamas and Papas situation. I literally only listen to Sweater Weather. I am a poser, and I will stand by that. I've listened to no other song. And I think what it means is it's also looping people like Steve Lacy, Curfew in there, so I don't think I can argue against it besides TV Girl. I still have no idea who that is. And then August was allegedly my metal, goth, rockish, new metal moment. No fucking idea where they got this from. I mean, Limp Bizkit and System of a Down, I'm not going to argue with. They've been on a lot, and they would especially come on after the queue of my playlist and then just play for no reason. So honestly, I'm not going to lie to them that that's probably true. but not like personal fucking, I'm actually clicking on listening onto this music. But it's whatever. My top artist of the year being Nirvana. I already went over this earlier, so I won't make it too long. Nirvana was my top artist of the year, and I think I was top like 0.01% of listeners because so many people listen to Nirvana. It's not even funny. So, I mean, it's whatever. But I feel like it really should have been Steve Lacy. If there was an actual like minutes listened for like each of them, they would be literally like minutes apart. Time for Apple Music. Let's just go over this little tab real quick. So we have top album, The Champ is here. Now, I don't know if I agree it should be the top album, but it's definitely up there. I didn't discover it, but I started re-listening it for the gym, like, I think a month ago, and it just didn't stop. If you guys don't know what it sounds like, here it is. The champ is here! Yes, it's that one John Jones walkout. I'm a pretty niche person when it comes to the music I listen to. Top song, Heaven Can Wait. If you don't know what this is, because it is a newer Michael Jackson song, I'll also play it. If the angels came for me, I'd tell them no. Yes, it's that one Riz song. Total minutes, 5,000 on top of the 15, so we're getting a little over 20,000 hours total, or not hours, minutes. Then top artist, Steve Lacy. Now, this is what I think they got right versus Spotify. All right, these are my top artists. Kendrick Lamar, honestly, I could have expected that in maybe even Spotify's, but I feel like Spotify's and Apple Music's, the big difference is that there's hip-hop artists in Apple Music and not in Spotify. But I'll get to that in just a second. So number 5, we have Kendrick Lamar with 194 minutes, Kanye West with 206 minutes, Gorillaz with 222 minutes, Michael Jackson with 281, and then just leading the stampede is Steve Lacy. Now to what I was talking about with the hip-hop artists versus non-hip-hop artists with Spotify. Spotify was only used last half of the year for sleeping, and none of that's just gonna have some fucking hard hip-hop in it, if you know what I mean. Now, this is how I would redo that list. At number 5, honestly, you could put Kanye there. I think Kanye is already there. Or no, it's Kendrick. Number 5, Kanye. He's always been in rotation since, like, I first started listening to music. At number 4, honestly, I could just keep Kendrick there because I have been listening to Kendrick, but I do want to spice it up and not just copy and paste the list it gave me. So at number 4, instead of Kanye, it will be Drake. I was listening to a lot of Drake. I'm surprised he wasn't in the other one, actually, because I think he was my number 1 last year. Number 3, I will put the Gorillaz. I can keep that. I don't know if it's there. I think I'm just yapping. We'll put Gorillaz in number 3, number 2 Nirvana, number 1 Steve Lacy. I think that's the accurate list compared to what Apple Music gave me. Alright, now we have top 5 songs. Number 1 being Heaven Can Wait with 67 plays is honestly surprising. I expected different, but I'm not going to complain because I like the song. Number 2, Buddy Holly. Got into Weezer, really into Weezer. Slowly died down, and now I'm just midly into Weezer. It's the only way I can describe that. Number 3, Good Riddance by Green Day. Not too surprised. Number 4, Bad Habit. Expected that to be way higher, but again, not too surprised. And then Sweater Weather sneaking into this top 5, along with the Spotify top 5. Now, here's how I think the top 5 should go. I think at number 5, I can put Good Riddance. I expected that to be on there, but not high. At number 4, God's Plan. I was listening to this so much when I was hooping in the summer, but I mean that's partly because I did switch to Apple Music midsummer. Then at number 3, I can keep Buddy Holly at number 3. I think that's where it's at. At number 2 is where I expected Bad Habit to be, and then Heaven Can Wait was inevitable for me for number 1. Alright, now looking at what Apple Music thinks I listen to monthly. So I think that says August for Steve Lacy and September for Steve Lacy. I can agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Lacy was all of those. I listen to him so unbelievably much. And then we have November, Michael Jackson, and October, Kanye West. I agree with them, so I'm not going to do a retake because, honestly, I don't think it would be any different anyways. But yeah, those are my 2 raps for this year. I don't have much else to say. If you guys want it in the comments and I get enough likes or comments, I'll just post both my raps as videos just for you guys to look for. But without further ado, I think I'm going to end the video here. What you guys can be expecting is some sort of content within the next 2 days if I feel like getting my ass out of bed and making a video. Because as you can tell, I'm feeling kind of under the weather and I sound like shit. See you guys later in the next one. Peace.